to our podcast. Today I'm here with Elman Ali. We are going to discuss a little bit about his story and how he came to Czech Republic. We are going to go over topics like where he lives and what he likes doing on his free time. So, Elman, welcome. How are you feeling today?
Thank you, Nemaya. Hello, everyone. Well, I'm feeling good, counting the fact that it took us almost 1 hour to set up everything, to take many cuts on how this one works, and I'm still, trying to get into the mode, trying to avoid the monitor in front of me, although it's gonna be really hard. But like I told you in the 100th episode, when you call me for the second time, hopefully there will be a couple of people running around and telling us, your crew and when you will be rich. So.
Yeah. So today we want to focus this interview on understanding your story. We want our audience out there to hear your story and be able to learn more about how you became to be a guy who likes sports and who works for a beautiful company which you enjoy, which we are not going to mention in our podcast today due to legal reasons. So, and as my fellow Toastmaster, we are going to speak about that also. And happy Valentine, it's Valentine's today.
Well, happy Valentine's from a black guy to a Turkish guy. We are going through. It's an American company, American environment, or let's say even Valentine's is an American thing, right?
Yes.
Today in the morning, I was picking up my car from a mechanic, and he told me, "I'm not doing that American BS." I asked him, "Where's your flowers?" "I'm not doing that American BS." Which I had my flowers and everything. I hope you have yours. I bought my flowers. I bought the candies, or the chocolate, and the white wine. So I'm all settled. So I can record the podcast today. I'm not sure how safe and well prepared you are.
For today, we are gonna take it easy. This is a well-chilled, informal settings.
Okay.
Our goal is just to let sure that our audience get as much information as they want.
Sure.
We are not going to stick to strict questions. So, to start with, tell us about your story from Azerbaijan to Czech Republic. How does that story go about?
Sure. First of all, congratulations. I know your amazing talent on remembering the names. So you remembered my country's name. Finally.
Yeah.
I've been friends with Nemaya almost about 2 years, and every time he pronounced my name, he pronounced it wrong. So, but I'm used to it. I'm not offended or anything. I was born in 1988. It's a pretty interesting time for people who knows that geography a bit. It is right around the time that big changes were happening, since Soviet Union was collapsing and we were becoming independent. You know it yourself from the African history has a similar stories.
Yes.
Well, economy collapse. People at my age, I'm 36 years old now. People at my age, which my father and his let's say pals, they just had today they had something, tomorrow they have nothing. So I remember my childhood. I cannot complain that I came from a very poor childhood, but I can tell you definitely that we were very rich, and out of a sudden we had nothing. And I went to a very good. We have one school. We don't have high school or middle elementary school. I went to a school in Azerbaijan. And I remember that I was selected there because we had to pass interview, and the interview was, you believe or not, it was a logical questions. They were putting pictures in front of you, asking some questions, and I think there were some numbers and some letters and stuff, and quite interesting. And then I went to university. I attended a Turkish university there. And since I was 15 years old, one of my mentors, he's like my family member, a guy who graduated in London, he told me that you need to learn English. And when he told me that, it was about 21 years ago, when I was 15 years old. I was, of course, just like yourself, probably studying it in the school. But it takes time until you want it to get, you get to the level that you want. And for that one, I'm really grateful to my Turkish teachers at my university. And then after a little bit of a travel, US, Turkey, Latvia, Slovakia, I ended up in Czech Republic. I've been saying it in a few places. Czech Republic is a sixth country that I live in more than 1 year. So here I am for the past 6 years, where I get to meet nice people like yourself and some of our other colleagues who are going to be
Colleagues,
watching it. Yeah,
yeah.
and also social circle, right? Because
Social
we, because of Toastmasters, we get to travel a bit and had a wonderful chance to meet great people. So
Yeah, so that's a wonderful story you're telling.
thank you.
You lived in more than 6 countries. I can tell you.
6 countries, more than
Yes.
5. Sort of finance guy.
Yeah,
You have to
exactly.
be
Lived
precise
more
with
than
the
five
numbers.
countries. Yeah, I can tell you my story. I lived more than 3 countries, so this is
Okay.
my third country. So
Okay, wait. Zimbabwe.
South Africa, then
Sa-
Czech Republic.
Really? You
Yes.
were South Africa? I thought the stereotypes were not true because when I was in South Africa,
Yeah.
all the Uber drivers were like Zimbabwean guys. So
Yeah,
what
I
did
had
you
a
do
Zimbabwean.
there? Don't tell me you were driving Uber.
Man, that is another story for another day.
Yeah, okay,
you know,
okay, I'm happy,
which
I'm
I
happy.
will definitely tell you and the viewers. I'm pretty sure they want to hear that story also.
Definitely. Come
So
on.
today we will just try to focus more on your story. So which other countries you live in before you came to Czech
So
Republic?
I was born and raised in Azerbaijan,
Mhm.
and I really tried to go out. And you won't even believe that I tried to apply for Czech visa twice, and they denied me twice in 2012.
Mhm.
So I lived 1 year in United States. I lived 4 5 years in Turkey. I lived 1 year in Latvia, 2.5 years in Slovakia, and after Slovakia, I moved to Czech Republic. And the fun fact about that one is, which I would suggest anyone to do,
Mhm.
I was at least A2 level in each country that I was, including Latvia. So I was able to hold up a basic communication, conversation. We were students, right? Like
Mhm.
we were going out, and then people were shocked that we were learning the language. It was me and my friend Lars.
Okay.
We got to the A2 level Latvian, which some people who are living their entire life they don't get. So
Yeah, I think that's good that you are able to learn languages fast. You know, I can tell you my story about learning language. I'm still struggling to learn Czech, but I can speak a couple of African languages, especially South African languages and other
the
languages.
Zulu or
I can speak Zulu. I can speak Xhosa, and I can speak Pedi. In Zimbabwe, I can speak Ndebele, and
Okay.
my home language, Shona.
why do you know Kosa then?
Xhosa is part of the language which is spoken in Eastern Cape in South Africa. So,
Okay.
if you live in South Africa
That's-
long enough, you'll be able to encounter people who
Okay,
speak
because
specifically
I
that
know
language.
specifically certain people who were speaking that language
Mhm.
with a click, right?
Yes.
We all want to, and I like those African beats that they have also this click, and yeah, it's interesting culture, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Everyone wants to move to the US. Why did you leave the US and come to the Czech Republic?
Okay.
Make it make sense. Mm.
Sure, I'll be
Mm.
really honest.
Yeah.
First, I really tried. I tried every possible way. Maybe I'm not even supposed to say to stay there,
Mhm.
but it didn't happen. It didn't happen, and then when my visa got like the prolongation got like a decline that you have to leave the country, and I left. And after that, I tried to go there once as a student,
Mhm.
but still didn't happen. And that was my 20s dreams, and I will be very honest with you, it was American dream.
American dream, yes.
However, as soon as I moved to Europe,
Mhm.
and I've been living in Europe since 2014, so it's already 10 years.
Mhm.
This year September it's going to be 10 years.
That's a long time.
I fell in love with Europe, and I love the mentality better here. I love the lifestyle. Yes, I will not be able to make US amount of money, but I like my community here in Czech Republic, because as you know, I've been living in Czech village already 4 years, and part of the community. I love what I do there, and I love how they're treating to me. I love my job here,
Mhm.
and I get to travel to Prague anytime I want, twice, 3 times per week, and sometimes more. Uh, I'm so connected that it's gonna be really hard for me to move out and go to United States. Maybe somewhere else to try, but I fell in love with Europe that I wanna come back here. So
Yeah, I think that's the passion you are explaining about Europe is really very important. I meet other migrants. We are all migrants in this country, and 1 in 5 of them they want to go outside of Czech Republic, and they're always chasing that American dream. They've never been there, right? They want to go and live there. But I'm happy that you are here now that we know each other. That was because we made this decision to
Definitely,
come to Czech
definitely.
Republic. So when you were in Azerbaijan,
In Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
That's my. It's alright. It's alright. I'm not
Forgive me
offended.
for mispronouncing that country name.
Next time I'm gonna have a tabula. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a table holding like cards. That's the name of my country. That's my name. That's my friend's name, Eran. If he's gonna be watching,
You'll be watching
he's
this.
always he's gonna be watching and he will be happy that you're confusing his
Yeah, good. So I wanted to ask you, when you're in your country, did you know about Czech Republic, or did you ever dream like, I'll go to this country, or it was a small country which was hidden within your country community to understand that
Wait,
there's a country like this?
name. Wait, where
Mm.
are you going to publish or broadcast this podcast? If it's gonna be on LinkedIn, then I should not say one sentence. What is the Czech Republic famous for?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be doing on Instagram and YouTube, then I can obviously say, well, yeah. I mean, I do not mean to say it like that, right? Of course, Czech Republic, everyone knows it, like because you're originally from Plzeň, so everybody, yeah, we all know what is the Plzeň beer, right? Czech Republic, the country of the beer. And in 2008, they played against Turkey in the European Cup, and I remember it from that region. I'm trying to recollect my memories of Czech Republic. I think once we played, it is like, if you would ever say Czech Republic in Azerbaijan, they would older generation probably would have asked me Czechoslovakia.
Yes, yeah. Most people know that name, yes.
We had crystals, which we call Russian word chrustal, and we call it Bohemia. Now I know why Bohemia, right? So
Yes.
we would call it Bohemia. My mom still has it. The blue color, the green color, like a very fancy vase that she uses as a decoration in the house. Because it's a very classic. Our house is still decorated as a like a classic from those communist time movies.
Exactly.
Carpet and all. Now, of course, the carpet is gone, but the Bohemias are still there. So those are, or how they call it? The big lights, avize. Well, I think it's a French word. The avize, like lustre. Oh, okay, those I don't even know. Chandelier is the English word. Yeah. So
chandeliers, yeah.
those they were said that okay, they're from Czech Republic. So these are the first memories that I have of Czech Republic. But then when I moved to in Turkey, I was talking to one guy. He told me, "Where do you want to go to study?" I said Czech Republic. Said, "If it doesn't happen, go to Slovakia. They're very similar."
Okay.
That's actually what I did. So I came to Slovakia, then moved to Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. So, any cultural shocks you faced when you moved to Czech Republic
Well,
specifically?
I would say my first European destination was Latvia. And I knew that there is a big population of Russians living there, so I was like, okay, we lived as an Azerbaijan, we're border, so we lived with Russians a lot, so I know that I will be able at least to learn from them and to live around them, which actually I did, and met my friend when I was there. And first shocks, of course, like dogs are allowed inside of the public transportation. As an Azeris, we don't have it. It's bit of a historical, a bit of a cultural part, bit of a religious part, that we do not have dogs. Dogs only belong to, if you have like a yard or
Yes.
like a lot of street dogs. Unfortunately, right? We don't have that much of a shelter culture still built up yet. But the dogs were allowed, and then I started, like a normal typical Azeri. When you move there, I was afraid of the dogs until I saw that people are like treating them almost as if it was a person.
Yeah.
They're like babies sitting there. So it was quite shocking. And years later, when I met my friend's wife, who just moved from Azerbaijan to Czech Republic, and her son was also afraid of the dogs when they saw, it just brought up those memories because at that time I was already in Europe 5-6 years. So that one was first. Oh, Friday culture.
Yeah.
Oh, the Friday culture.
Like
Friday.
Fridays are,
Everyone's everyone is happy. After 3 o'clock, everyone is rushed to downtown to get their wines, beers, because in Azerbaijan up to today we have 6 days of working, and especially my dad was sole trader. He was like he was doing his own job, so he was working like every day.
Every day, yeah.
But here we're lucky that we're working only 5 days. So Friday now, Saturday, you really have to try hard, right, to
Yes.
convince us to come to work on
Exactly, yeah.
Saturday. And recently, I just read on the news that Germany started testing some in some companies 4 days a week.
4 day a week, it's coming.
I mean, I feel like it's coming. We say in Azerbaijan, if there is no smoke, what? How do we say it? No smoke, no fire. Or yeah, so if there is that smoke, the probably fire is gonna be somewhere around, and it's gonna be around the corner. Would you be okay to work like, I know it's your podcast, but I'm asking you a question. Would you be okay to do maybe 1 more hour, or how do you think 4 days is possible for you? 4 days
I will
working.
just mention this, but you know that in our company we have that benefit, right?
Yes. But
So
it is
I
at the
always
moment
take it.
it's a bit
I always take it in summer.
summer. Okay.
Yes, I always take it. So this is something I would definitely consider, because I can spend more time on my personal projects. I will maximize 4 days to deliver the company's priority, and then the other off days I can focus on my project. I
You know
think
what?
This is a good
I
opportunity.
actually would have taken it if I know this, and then maybe I should take it more in winter. Do you know why? Because the days are short, and for me it's super important to be home, let's say early, to as you know that I have a small kid, and to be with him when the light is out, because in the dark he can always watch TV and just play in the house. It doesn't make a lot of it's not a lot of fun for him to go outside when it's dark. But summer, it's interesting opinion. Now you're not a parent yet, so maybe for you it fits better. But yeah, I would be totally okay for that. I would do 1 hour.
Yeah.
extra.
So you shared two shocks. The first one is the beer culture, right? The dogs, right?
Dogs.
Yes. The first one
Dogs
is
in
the
the
dogs.
general population.
Yes. And the second one is the
Friday culture.
Friday culture.
Friday
So
culture.
any other cultural shock?
Definitely, I would say how it's okay. I'm gonna try really careful with my verse, not to sound sexist, but things are much different in Azerbaijan. Of course, I was or like, let's say, entire geography. Let's not pin it on Azerbaijan only, right? How independent women are. How I don't think equality exists. How close to being having the same rights. Of course, in Azerbaijan, since 1918, we do give equal rights to women. On the paper, everything is fine, but in actual reality, I would see like some Latvian girls drinking like even more than guys, or like in a workforce to have more ladies than men.
Yes.
For us was for me it was a culture shock. Really, like in university everywhere, because for us it's everywhere you go, it's the other way around. More man. Definitely it teaches you something. And then let me tell you even what. Then you have one lady among 20 guys, because I play football, major league guy. You have one lady, then it's enough to change entire atmosphere. And it teaches you something. And at the moment I would say definitely I wouldn't wanna live in a society where woman doesn't exist, because of their beauty. Almost like software, right?